they want to take back the devolved health services.
The Council of Governors today held a consultative meeting with the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry to discuss the implementation framework for the county aggregation and industrial parks. We also engaged the Office of the Controller of Budget to discuss county budget implementation and absorption of funds due to the delayed disbursements. The Council has also deliberated on the implications of the proposed UHC model and termination of managed equipment services contracts which we have on county budgets and citizens respectively. To this effect, we will address you on the outcome of our deliberations. Number one, implementation framework for the county aggregation and industrial parks, CIPES. As you're aware, the national government and the county governments agreed to establish county aggregation and industrial parks. The two levels of government have agreed on an implementation framework that assigns county governments the work to implement. The financing of the aggregation and industrial parks will be jointly undertaken by the national government and county governments, while the counties will be the primary implementers. Two, budget implementation and absorption of funds for 2022-2023. The Council of Governors has engaged the Office of Controller of Budget on the delayed approval of county requisitions. To this effect, has agreed that the Office of Controller of Budget fast-track the approval processes for county requisitions within 24 hours. 3, delayed disbursement of county equitable share. The financial year 2022-2023 is coming to a close in 1.5 months, yet the National Treasury has not disbursed 94.35 billion to counties to facilitate implementation of county budgets. Despite the mutual agreement between the Council and National Treasury, the National Treasury is yet to disburse the pending equitable share to counties as resolved during the meeting held on 2nd May 2023. Currently, county governments are owed 94.35 billion. We urge the National Treasury to expedite the release of all pending monies owed to the counties as agreed in the framework. 4, emerging issues in engagement with Ministry of Health in the execution of devolved health functions. County governments have in the last 10 years made commendable strides in the provision of health services as evidenced in the recently released Kenya Demographics Health Survey, KDHS report. On the same breath, we declare that there is a crisis in the implementation of devolved health services due to deliberate steps by the Ministry of Health to claw back on the health function, thus derailing the gains made since 2013. So far, we note with concern that all engagements and agreements made between the Ministry of Health and the Council of Governors have been bluntly disregarded, and there is clear demonstration of a lack of goodwill from the Ministry of Health. The following areas have been heavily affected by the said interference of the Ministry of Health in the execution of devolved health functions. 1, primary health care delivery. 2, engagement of community health promoters. 3, attempted establishment of primary care networks. 4, creation of institutions and authorities within the sector that carry out devolved functions. 5, proposed amendments and legislations by the Ministry of Health that affect counties' governments without consultations of counties. Additionally, the Council of Governors calls upon the Ministry of Health to desist from clawing back the health function and stop invading the roles of county governments. On Management Equipment Services Program, the country is staring at a crisis with over 121 health facilities grinding to a halt due to lack of maintenance and service of the equipment occasioned by the expiry of the MES contracts, We call upon the Ministry of Health to urgently extend the service of the contracts or find another mechanism of dealing with this matter, which we have brought to their attention on several occasions, before services ground to a halt. Number 5, on development partners, we urge development partners to also cease from colluding, supporting and funding the national government ministries and interventions on functions that are devolved. This is especially predominant in the Health Department and Agriculture Department. In conclusion, despite the challenges, the Council reaffirms its commitment to the success of devolution and delivery of quality and affordable health care to all Kenyans. We are open to investment and to partnership to ensure that devolution thrives. We'll call upon the national government to support this process through issuing conditional grants for all programs on devolved functions. Asante sana.